The aim of Cycle Stars is to encourage those people who haven't cycled before to get on a bike. The objective really behind Cycle Stars was to look at ways of encouraging families really to get into cycling that haven't really been involved for some time now. What we were looking to do was to, rather than actually provide people really who are involved with the project itself, we were looking to engage with members of the community. The bikeability training that we offered them was level 2 bikeability. The maintenance was really targeted, and we tried to provide it in a fun way, really, so that they had competitions between the families, really, to who could change tyres the quickest and the likes. And from the point of view of actually getting them engaged with the challenge, they could choose their own challenge. So there was one couple who were retired, and what we were looking for them to do was to increase the amount of times that they cycled to improve their activity and their health and well-being. With other groups, there was a mother and her teenage son. What they were really looking for was the opportunity. They'd recently moved to Colchester, so what they were looking for was an opportunity really to visit the areas within Colchester and to spend more time together. So it gave them that opportunity to be together, really, and by doing that, it also helped their confidence. And so I've had a feedback over the last 4 months, and what we found of the 4 families that are actually involved, that range from a pair nearing retirement to some very young families, we've found that one of the sets of families, the mother of one of those families, has now become a Susterans Ranger. So she's actually gone above really what we expected her to do. And one of the other mothers from an alternative family, she's training to be a cycling instructor at the moment. So we can see that they're really engaged with the project itself.
The Roadshows really started up following a period where we had cycle advisors slogging it out door to door, basically trying to encourage people to cycle during a long cold winter last year. When we came around to looking at the plans for this summer, we felt that we weren't really reaching enough parts of the city and that there might be better ways of doing it. So we put the team together using some of the same people but some new ones as well. Essentially so that we could attend as many citywide events as possible, so things like the Harbour Festival and Bristol's Biggest Bike Ride, which are very established, very well-attended events, but also so that we could put on events of our own using libraries, community centres, sports centres and other public venues. That enabled us to wheel in resources like Dr. Bike Mechanics, cycle trainers, and others who could really help galvanise the public and get them interested in cycling. And the third and probably one of the most important parts of it has been working with businesses where we've worked at one extreme in very small businesses, so health professionals in a doctor's surgery, for example, and at the other extreme at the Ministry of Defence site, which employs 9,000 people, and where the Roadshow team came in virtually every week throughout the summer and talked to their staff about routes, cycling, and just sort of generally got them enthused.
We could focus on the things that we've always tried to stress, which is about being practical and being enjoyable. So it was love your bike in the sense of looking after it, learning how to maintain it, keeping it secure. You know, we're putting more cycle parking in, but also love your bike, you know, have a day out on it, cycle to a football match, come to our Halloween party. So it actually worked really well, I think. I think in terms of our programme overall, I think that we really try to be very practical. I think often what gets people cycling is just a very sort of, can be quite small, but piece of advice or a piece of help. They just aren't quite sure what they need to do. And this is adults as well as children. And you almost need to hold their hands, I think, to get them started. And I think that approach has been proved to be a good one.